Okay, so now I'm back. I literally just stopped the video and started another one. Um, the Guardian power nozzle works very well. It grooms the carpet very nicely. I had the same exact carpet with my other Aerus Guardian or Lux Guardian. Um, I don't remember what exact year it was, but it was white and it was a big machine and it was kind of ugly and clunky. Now I call this thing my missile because it's a big canister vacuum. Standing up, I'd say it's probably about to my knee. We used to have a yardstick. Okay, to get cat toys that get stuck underneath things. So this thing is roughly um, just under 2 feet tall, which is pretty big. Um, maybe right on 2 feet, I would say, just because when it's standing up. So that's a pretty big canister, and it's just under a foot wide. I'd say it's around 9 inches or so wide, which it doesn't sound like a big canister, but when you really have it in your house, I mean, look at how big it is in this room. It's a big canister vacuum. And the only thing that I kind of have a complaint about it is the fact that it's not very easy to maneuver and to move around in your house. Um, the hose is actually maybe 3 or 4 inches shorter than the TriStar hose. I don't think it's really all that noticeable. I actually thought that this was longer than the TriStar's hose, but the reason why it makes a bigger difference having a shorter hose on this machine than the TriStar is because the hose is just coming right off the ground, whereas the TriStar is angled up maybe a foot off the ground. So you kind of lose a little bit of maneuverability with this canister. But this canister, you can stand up on the rear side of it. The TriStar, you can't. It stands up face down. And you can also do that with this canister because the cord comes out the side. You're not going to hurt the cord when it's being stored by standing it up and bending the prongs or smushing it and causing like a sharp turn or like a sharp angle and leaving the vacuum sitting on that for an extended period of time. So the parking station on the side of the vacuum works like this. It works better on carpet, but my problem with this is you can see it doesn't really park very well. It kind of goes at an angle, so it's more in the way than if it were to actually stand up straight like that. That's kind of a pain. It's not a big deal, but whatever. I guess that's just the way that it is. Um, Now, when it's standing up, it actually looks really majestic like that. It's a very regal, classy machine to have, honestly. I'm very proud to own it, and I got it for a great price, so that's why I keep stressing to people if you can find it for a good price, get it for that good price because you're probably not going to find one very frequently. Not many people are willing to pay the buku bucks for this thing brand new. Some people are. Um, I've been known to spend money on things that I don't really need. I mean, our lawn is very manageable to mow with just a push mower. I have a brand new 46-inch cut Craftsman um, Pro Series mower with what do you want to call them? Armrests and the 5-inch turning radius, and it's hydrostatic. It's a 26 horsepower V twin Kohler Elite series with a frickin' push bar and total overkill for my yard. And not even that, but I have also a 28-inch wide area swivel caster zero, or not a zero turn, Cub Cadet push mower with electric start, and it has blade engagement, like dual counter rotating blades. I don't need those, and I guess it's pretty much overkill, but I'm that type of person sometimes because I just want to have it. So that was kind of my thing with this. I could have easily bought maybe a couple nice machines for what I paid for this vacuum, but it paid off in the end because I actually really like this. It does a great job. Honestly, Aerus really brought themselves back to me as something that I would recommend. Of course, I don't advocate nor do I represent them in any way, but overall, it's a really nice vacuum. This is probably as close as you're going to get to a central vacuum if you already have like a standing house that you can't put a central vacuum system in, or maybe you just don't want to try. Um, Obviously, central vacuums, they have their perks, but you have to take the hose out. You have to plug everything in. Now you've got this giant hose laying across the house, and um, I think that it's something that I'm definitely going to invest in one day, but when I actually get my own house. But right now, this thing produces 505 air watts. Am I an engineer? Nor am I I'm not an engineer. I'm not a physics major, but I believe what air watts really means is the true power behind the suction that it's generating, and it probably has a lot to do with the ability to maintain good power even at wherever the end of the hose or the nozzle to really ensure good cleaning. Dyson, I think, was one of the first companies to really talk about air watts and power, and they used to actually display it on their box. Um, Whereas this, it has, I mean, freaking 505. There are central vacuum cleaner systems that cover a couple thousand square foot homes that don't even have that much power. So it's a really cool addition to anyone's collection. And the best way I can recommend you find one of these is if you try and find it on eBay, it's going to get snatched up by somebody if it's at a decent price, but you're better off looking on websites. Check your local listings on Craigslist, check your Facebook, type in, or check your Let Go, type in Aerus, type in Lux Vacuum, type in Lux Sweeper, Electrolux Sweeper, Aerus Sweeper, spell vacuum cleaner with two C's and two U's, or two C's and one U, or um, one C and one U. You know, try it all different ways, because especially on Craigslist, if you misspell something, there goes your search. It doesn't bring up anything. So spelling counts, but sometimes people don't know that. They misspell things because they don't spell vacuum that often, and you'll find something. There were three of these locally listed. One, a woman wants $1,500 for, and she's kind of asking new-ish price. It's probably worth that much to her, but this is like Rainbow and Kirby territory and Filter Queen territory, but I've seen people want more for this than a new Rainbow or a new Kirby, at least locally. On eBay, I'd say they're all about the same. But overall, though, it does a really nice job. I guess I should probably touch on the tools. You have a combo tool here, and she never used these tools. It has like a texture design to it. And I notice even my mom and people in my family, they just don't use the tools on their vacuums. This thing has really nice tools. So if you're looking for something that is going to be able to clean top to bottom, this is a great candidate. In order to use this, however, you have to have the adapter on it. So this is the adapter. This is on the TriStar machine as well. But see how these have these two notches right here? That's because when you fold out this tool, which is made very well, by the way, see those two notches there? When you put this into the vacuum, like this. Come on. Just a second. Maybe I don't have it right. So that's how you use the dusting brushes, just like this. But when you want to use the upholstery tool, man, So you can use the dusting brush. I guess this isn't going to work for me correctly. I must not be doing it right. Doesn't want to work for me. So it'll stay on there. Those two tabs, are designed to help this stay on, but I think this gets in the way. So I would just close this like that and push it on, and then it works a lot better. See, it's not coming off. And then if you want to put this portion on, there's a rubber seal in here to protect the duster from marring things in the middle, but it's also to hold the attachment on, so you can use this as an upholstery tool. I think that it leaks a lot less air than the Riccar does, because the Riccar has an opening right here, so a lot of the suction escapes so it doesn't get to the ends. So it does a really good job. It stays on nice, and then when you want to put it back together, I think that's when I know that this works with that somehow, those tabs, and I figured it out yesterday, but now it doesn't want to do it for me. Whatever. And then you got your crevice tool. So they only fit on the hose one way. That's what this clip is right there. And then this wide piece that sticks out is to cover the electrical connections while you're vacuuming, so they don't get dirty and they don't get stuff all caked up inside of them. And on the handle, there's your release and your suction release, or your suction bleeder valve, and then you've also got your power switch for the power nozzle. Now, I don't have the sidekick to this, and I don't have the carpet cleaning tool. The girl said she lost them in the move. I don't know how far they moved, but I don't think too far, because the Aerus sticker down there says that it's one of the local Aerus dealers, but that could also just be the people who replace that power nozzle. There are 3 semi-local Aerus dealers to me. They're all about an hour away, and they all have terrible reviews. They all 3 have terrible, terrible, terrible reviews, and the one that this power nozzle came from, maybe the whole machine, is the worst rated one. They all talk about how they're scam artists. The guy is a money grubber. I know the one that I used to call to try and look at Electroluxes and call to see what he had before I bought the first Guardian. He was really arrogant, and he acted like he didn't want to help me out unless I was willing to come in to the store, which I understand. I was a salesman at a car dealership, and I understand getting people in the door. I get that, but he was just really rude, and he didn't really want to give out free information. He kind of just felt that, oh, if you're not going to buy from me, then don't come in. So that's what he wanted me to do. But I know that for some reason, I feel like even Aerus Electrolux, they have really bad name written on them, even more than probably like, or just as much as Filter Queen and Kirby and Rainbow do. Just at least in my area, that's the way that I feel about my immediate service that I guess I can get if I want it, though more than likely most of you probably wouldn't. I'm sure they're not all like that, but they're one of the few stores that are actually open, and they do sales in the store. I've never been into a Kirby store. I've never been into a Rainbow distributor. I don't even know if Kirby necessarily has stores. They might. But all in all, sorry for the rambling, but pick one up if you guys can find one. If you have questions, let me know. I'm going to be doing more videos of this, because there's a couple machines that I own that I just wish people would do more videos on. Pretty much all the ones that I've recently made, there's almost no videos on. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more.